Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll show you my two favorite, in my opinion, the best toilets on the market. I'll also show you two of the worst toilets on the market. Let's get at it. This one's by Kohler. This is one I strongly recommend, and I'll show you a couple of features I really like about it. This toilet only uses 1.28 gallons per flush, so it's very water efficient, and it does a great job of flushing. So if you know, when they first came out with this style of toilets that use very little water, they didn't flush very well. So through a lot of technology, let's take the back of this off carefully. And the new flushing mechanisms that we have back in these makes it so they do flush really well. Well, let's lift it up and give it a try. So one of the things I love too is the majority of the water comes out of this side right here, kind of swishes around, helps clean the bowl, does a good job of pushing it down. It does have that hole right there at the very bottom that helps to push that toilet paper and whatever else through the big hole. So it does a really nice job of it. So this Kohler toilet is what I'm gonna call the middle of their line. You can go to your hardware store and pick one of these up. I'll also put a link to this one down in the description down below, and you can kind of do your homework. Kohler is a great company to go with. So moving on, this is another Kohler toilet. This is a really nice one again, in my opinion. This one right here looks a lot like the one we just reviewed. Again, it's a 1.28, has modern flushing technology. Carefully lift that up. This one has a great flush. Again, 1.28 gallons of water is not very much water, but it has a very nice, strong flush. Toilet all three of my kids use, and they do not plug it up very often, which is a miracle in my household. So strong flush. You'll notice though, when the water came down, it didn't do that kind of circle thing around the side of the bowl. It kind of has more of a traditional water kind of going slightly in a circle, but sort of straight down towards it. Flush. It does have that extra sort of jet right here that helps to push that stuff down the big hole. So again, another one I'd strongly recommend. I'll put this one down in the description as well. Now notice both of these Kohlers are slightly taller. So in today's toilets, you can get these so that they are, I believe ADA compliant is the big reason they came out with these taller toilets, but they're much more comfortable. Also for me and my household, we really like the look and the feel of the oval toilets versus the round. So those are my suggestions that I would go with. Moving on to the two worst toilets. This one right here is by American Standard. I used to love American Standard toilets. I thought they made really good products. The problem is that a lot of these toilets, and this one was like a famous one right here that would flush all the golf balls. But on the inside of the toilet mechanism, there's a gasket, this blue one right here, and you can see that it has little blisters or little bubbles that pop up. Those little bubbles mean that the water starts leaking slowly from the tank down to the bowl. They call it ghost flushing. This has been a huge problem with these toilets. Other than that gasket, the toilet works fantastic, flushes well, everything else on it works pretty well, but it's not worth it. Now, here's the final one. This old school toilet right here. This one is a 1.28 gallons per flush, but it's a terrible toilet. You can see it still has the old-fashioned style mechanisms in here, and with only 1.28 gallons per flush, it was compliant, meaning that it was not flushing very much water, which we all liked because we're all trying to conserve water. However, this toilet was one of the first that came out, so the flush is super weak. Let's take a look at it. I'll put a little piece of toilet paper in here just to show. I'm not kidding. It doesn't take much more paper than that to plug it up. It's a total nightmare. But anyway, it looks okay. It seems like it would work fine, but when you actually flush the toilet, it just has no power whatsoever. All right, my friends, let's go back to one of my favorites right here. This again is the swirling one by Kohler. Again, I'll put all these down in the description down below. If you're looking for a toilet, I'd suggest one of these two that I've showed you by Kohler. I think that's a great way to go, especially that little jet that's down at the bottom of this toilet. I think that making sure it has that, which most toilets do now, is a great way to make sure it's a strong flush. All right, my friends. Hey, we'll see you next time. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.